All right, y'all. So with words, they produce after their kind, right? If y'all haven't heard the video I did about kind after its kind, I tie in these things. But words are spirit, okay? And when we give something a name, we're giving it a spirit, okay? So man can create, and we can create spirit just like God can, in a matter of speaking, okay? Because we will be as gods when we ate from the tree of knowledge, when we know good and evil, okay? So notice that the knowledge that we get, it's from the tree of good and evil, right? And in order to know knowledge, you have to know good and evil, right? And so much of the world today, they don't know the evil per se. They've never walked in the dark tunnels. They've never been stuck in the darkness, okay? In our world, the way it operates is that if you say anything about anything that's connected to those dark tunnels, the world today just overrides you. They think you're just nuts, okay? And it's been programmed to you through the television, through the media, to ignore these types of people, or to think they're crazy, or to if they're a felon, they don't have they're a criminal or whatever, right? They're just a lower segment of society, okay? Because you've gone the ways of Baal, all right? You're elevating yourselves up, thinking you're better just because you don't have a criminal record or whatever's going on, okay? Now, thank God that Jesus always watched over me and always had a hedge of protection around me when I was out living in dark tunnels, and I was out living and learning the ways of darkness, okay? But that's where you're getting the knowledge, right? Because you're going out and you're seeking those things of the world, right? The tree of knowledge is a plant, but it's also the TV. It's the education system. It's the rivers of life that make our world go around, okay? And you have to go and you have to eat from it to know what's going on, right? But the world today, they're not eating from that tree. They're avoiding that tree of life, okay? Because the world today, the God today says, you can eat from this tree of life, this education system, this Fox News, this CNN News, this media. You can eat from this tree. But if you eat from the tree of the alternative tree, or the tree of self-education or whatever, that tree is no good, okay? That tree is shunned, okay? We don't accept that tree. You're crazy if you eat that tree, all right? And America is built on pride, and everybody is prideful in their own way. And this is all about stealing your power, because as men were created to have free dominion, the Lord of this earth, Satan, wanted to take that dominion away, that freedom from men, right? And we see that today, and men had their freedom, and they've slowly given it away through the industrial age for the benefit of us, or whatever they call it, right? It's all to help the children. It's all to help your business. It's all to help you save money or whatever, right? It's all there. It's all garbage, and it's all been there over time after time after time after time. And they do the same cycles over and over again. Instead of California, it's Idaho. Instead of Idaho, it's Nebraska. Instead of Nebraska, it's Kansas. The same stupid stuff over and over again, and the people are just eating it up. And now you have commercials for medicine and these things. And since then, the medical industry has just, it's just taken off. If you remember, like, the doctors and stuff growing up, if you were born after a certain time, but you basically just went to the doctor like if you had like 104-degree temperature or whatever, right? Now people are going to the doctor if they haven't got a 99 or a sniffle or whatever, right? But it's all part of this programming that they've done through the TV with these commercials or whatever, because you hear all this stuff in these commercials or whatever, and you're bound to have something. Something's bound to be wrong with you on one of those things. I mean, you read off a list of 50 things, you're going to have 2 or 3 of them on there, right? But these pills can't save you. You have to get self-control over your life, okay? And these spirits are controlling you. And when you speak, okay, you're putting out spirit. So when these people are up on stage and they're talking, okay, when you're speaking and all this stuff, you're pushing out your energy. You're pushing out your spiritual presence, those spirits of the words, and you're pushing them out into the people, and you're getting the waters going and stuff. So when you speak with your hands or whatever, you're getting the waters going. So the frequencies and the ears and stuff and the eyes, they all work together to control the senses, the senses. All right. So the more you're working together, the sight, the sound, the environment, all that stuff, then that will depend on like your magical presence in a matter of speaking. Okay. And what they've done today is they've taken out the creativity out of school, and because men should be as creators, right? But our godhood is being taken away because we're going to walk with God. We're going to be taken away from God's state as beast man, and you're going to have God be your brain for you. That's where the smart stuff comes in, and the AI comes in for you, because the AI will be your eye. It will guide you in this world, okay? So these spirits, these names, everything around you in our world, right? Everything has a name in the grocery stores, everywhere, right? There's names and these spirits connected to everything, okay? So that's how these things control you. You consume them in different ways. You live on them just in all shape, ways, and forms, folks, okay? So all these things are just spirit, right? And there's like a base spirit, and there's like spirits that work off of spirits or whatever, right? So that's how you can have, like now you can have, like let's just use the ray, right? Any word with like the word ray in it, okay? That would connect a kind after its kind. That's how we see the construct of the system, okay? Because kind begets kind. So son is son, even though they're spelled different, they're phonetically the same, okay? Son is son. The vowels are kind of there to deceive y'all, because like the consonants B, D, C, to say those, you have to add a vowel to that. It just can't be like in B, K. You have to add the A and all these things, right? So the vowel is part of the consonant, okay? So that's how these word plays or how the dark speak works is things are being interswitched through the phonetics, is the phonetics, right? The foe, the enemy, the net to capture you in, and the ticks, okay? Because Jesus was a fisher of men, so he had to know the phonetics to speak in the parables to capture the men on the shoreline, right? Because if they're sure of themselves, he has to go in there and make them unsure of themselves so they can actually bite on something, all right? So just knowing that words are spirit, thoughts are spirit, okay? Now when we think something, that's not as strong as when we speak something, okay? So like when I'm by myself a lot, I talk out loud or whatever, right? Or and all talk to yourself, everything you say to yourself, whether it be inside your head or outside of your head, is prayer, okay? You don't have to physically get down on your knees or whatever and be like, oh Lord, blah, 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 right? Everything you speak to yourself is a prayer, okay? You're always talking to God, and you're either of this world talking to the God of this world, or you're of Jesus and talking to Jesus, okay? But you can't talk to both at the same time, kind of thing. And both of these operate in and as the Holy Spirit, because they meet as the Godhead, and one's the prince of the power of the air, and one is the king of the air, and the king has the prince do his dirty work, which is the dark work, okay? And when we know that the dark existed, and we know that God's Spirit moved on the face of the waters, okay? And these waters connect through mirrors, and that's our reality, is we're living in the fragments of these realities, okay? Or the fragments of these mirrors of waters, right? Because man is waters, and We also reflect others, but we're like 70-75% water. We're just a condensed earth unit basically, and we are making other earth units, or what, like communicating to other earth units, which is other people, and we're creating a big earth unit that we live in. So it's earth upon earth upon earth upon earth, right? And all these beast systems or beasts and animals or whatever, they're all made just like us, right? We see one starting, and then it's a buildup of another, getting more and more complex until you finally got monkeys, and then men is the apple of God's eye, the main computing source or whatever, right? But you also have to understand that man is a programmable machine, and he is a monkey in a matter of speaking. Okay, he's a hairless monkey. And if you think about monkeys and chimpanzees, they have the learning capability of a 5-year-old. They can learn sign language and all these different things, okay? If you think of a human, we're completely grown, and in our complete, like, our personality or whatever is developed by age 7. So we're not that much more advanced than monkeys per se, when you actually think about things. And as man ages, the different monkeys could be used per se as men or whatever, because it's just a different program, right? Like if you give these are just deep thoughts, folks. If you give like a monkey the smartphone or whatever, and over time if it had vocal cords or whatever, and it doesn't even vocal cords and just do sign language, but either way, if it had that kind of technology or whatever, and it could basically do everything that we do in a matter of speaking. It just has to learn how to learn on its own, kind of thing, right? That's what man has kind of done. We can kind of learn on our own. Monkeys kind of have to be shown from other things how to be taught, so that'd be kind of the difference. But once our brains are taken from us in a matter of speaking, then that brain can be taken and moved into other things, right? So man's brain is capable of doing all things. So it can be the smartest thing in the world, or it can be the dumbest thing in the world. And and no, y'all, I don't think people came from monkeys or whatever. It's just an idea, right? So we got the Planet of the Apes right now. We got all the people smoking vapes, and that's the Planet of the Apes being showed to you. The V8, the V22, the ape pen, smoking up the whatever chemicals who knows what that shit is. Like, y'all are nuts just to be going and vaping whatever. Like, you got to be retarded to just vape a liquid with nicotine in it. Like, there's no point in that at all. So the I don't even know where I was. The